From The National, this is Trending Middle East. I'm Yasmin Al-Taji. It's Monday, May 5th. Here are today's headlines. Israel has vowed retaliation after a missile launched from Yemen on Sunday landed near Israel's main airport. The missile struck the Ben Gurion airport outside Tel Aviv. Authorities said it injured several people. Israeli police had reported an impact near the airport after the army said it had attempted to intercept a missile. Yemen's Houthi rebels claimed responsibility for the strike in a televised statement by the group's military spokesperson. He gave a warning to airlines that the Israeli airport was, quote, no longer safe for air travel. Here's The National's Thomas Helm reporting from Jerusalem.
Shortly before the rocket hit the airports, people's phones across central Israel and in East Jerusalem as well, went off. But I don't think many people changed what they were doing because people are very used to these alerts now.
This is a rare instance of a strike breaching Israel's defense system. The Houthis have been launching new missiles at Israel, saying they're acting in solidarity with Palestinians in Gaza since Israel launched its war in Gaza in October 2023.
And this strike is significant for a number of reasons. First of all, Israel's been very successful at intercepting these Houthi attacks. While they've been a constant pain, the missiles come from a very long distance. They have to be very sophisticated, and that means that they're not really fired in volleys. They tend to be single projectiles, which makes it easier for air defense to intercept it. And then it's also significant because it shows how difficult it is for Israel to deal with the Houthis. And while they aren't able to pose the same threat that Hamas and Hezbollah did when they were at their strongest, it's also a threat that's very hard for Israel to completely get rid of.
These attacks come amid an intensifying U.S. military campaign that the Trump administration says is targeting the Houthis in Yemen. Sudan's paramilitary rapid support forces on Sunday attacked a military airbase in the city of Port Sudan. It's the first attack on the city since the Sudanese civil war broke out 2 years ago. Port Sudan is the de facto capital.
Besides hosting the military-backed government and the armed forces leadership, Port Sudan has for close to 2 years been the place where UN agencies and foreign diplomats are based.
The National's Hamza Hendawi reports from Cairo.
RSF commanders have been threatening to attack parts of Sudan that had not been touched by the war. These threats have intensified since the army drove the RSF out of the capital in March.
Port Sudan has been the de facto capital of Sudan since not long after the RSF overran most of Khartoum in the early days of the war.
Northern and eastern Sudan had been untouched by the war until recently, when the RSF staged a string of drone attacks against public facilities north of Khartoum, including a hydroelectric power station and other power-related facilities.
ساعات أنا كنت معهم ويجيني خبر في الليل استشهاد أهلي بالكامل.
In Gaza, children are escaping attacks as sole survivors of their families. The National heard from children in Gaza who've lost immediate family members throughout Israel's war since October 2023. Official figures show more than 5,000 families have only one surviving family member after a year and a half of war that has devastated the territory.
وسيدة ومات أخويا بنت أخويا ومات عمي وولادها.
Mahmoud Sukkar is 17 years old. In October last year, an Israeli strike on northern Gaza killed 17 of his family members. He said, quote, "It still feels like a dream. I can't comprehend living without my family. They filled my life with love and warmth." Civilians account for more than half of the 52,300 people killed in Gaza since the war began on October 7, 2023. More than 18,000 children and 12,400 women have been killed and more than 2,000 families wiped out, according to figures released by the government media office. That's all for this morning's headlines. You can get these stories and follow live updates at our site. Yasmin Al-Taji, The National.